Yeah, how's it going, guys? It's Reggie Unicorn Crawler here. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I hope you guys are having a good time on Wizard101 on the Nintendo Switch. It looks like it has finally just released. We already showed a tutorial on how to actually download it. All you have to do is just go to the Nintendo eShop and just search up Wizard101 and you'll see it right there. We got some FAQs. These are really big FAQs that we didn't necessarily think we would have to do a follow up on this one, but this is kind of big. So check this out. We knew that. Oopsie, wait, let me bring it back up. So we knew that you had to pay the $20 for the Arc One bundle pass for Nintendo Switch. So we knew that. Now this one it gets a little interesting, but you actually do need a Nintendo Switch Online membership. Now, this doesn't really apply for games such as Fortnite or Paladins, because those are technically free to download and free to play games. But considering that Wizard 101 is a game that you have to make a purchase on, I guess it does. I guess it doesn't classify as a quote unquote free to play game, and so that's why on the Nintendo side of things, you need the Nintendo Switch Online active membership in order to actually play the game once you make the $20 purchase for the Arc 1 pass. And then you'll need that Nintendo Switch Online membership. And then once you're done Dragonspire, if you want to go Celestia, you'll have to buy crowns through the Nintendo eShop, and then you can either buy a membership elixir or you can buy the areas separately. But yeah, that was probably the biggest ones right there. And I know a lot of people get really specific about double memberships for video games. So that one, I'm gonna let y'all talk about in the comments about that. But that's clever though, because we naturally assumed. I think a lot of people just naturally assumed that it wouldn't require a membership because it came out on PlayStation and Xbox. It didn't really require much of a membership. But considering that those are free downloads, it kind of makes, I guess, a little bit more sense, but definitely does suck for Nintendo Switch players. That one's definitely gonna sting a little bit. That's a lot of, dude. That's a lot of money, dude. That's a lot of money. So, I mean, again, you can play with the other console players like PlayStation and Xbox, so crossplay supported, and I'm sure that the servers are doing well, or at least I'm sure the servers are doing a good time. I just hope it's not clogged up or anything. But yeah, that one is probably the biggest. That one's probably the biggest news right there. Let's check out the console FAQ a little bit more. So this was posted on the 9th. We gotta look for the Nintendo Switch ones. They have the Switch controls here, which is pretty cool. Yeah, here it is. Will it be supported on all Switch devices? Switch 1 Lite should also work on Switch 2 because of backwards compatibility. Will the Switch 2's mouse mode function work? Yep. Alright. Do I need Nintendo Switch Online to play? Yes, you'll need that to play. KI tried to get an exemption to no avail. Dang. So KI didn't get the exempt. That sucks. Oh! Man, that sucks. Dang. Wow, that one's rough. So I guess KI tried, but since it is a $20 purchase, they couldn't. That sucks. Okay, why is the Switch version $20 instead of being free to play like the other platforms? Nintendo asked KI to make it a pay-to-play game, so they had to. You get the Arc 1 pass with the purchase of the game, though. Oh man. Can I play with my existing PC or Xbox PlayStation account on Switch? You cannot play with an existing console. We already talked about that. If you didn't create that account on a particular platform, for example, you cannot play the Nintendo Switch with an account you made on a PlayStation device. Are all the consoles on the same server? Yes, in addition, we already know that. Is it crossplay with PC? No, we already talked about that. Not crossplay with PC. Other information to note for the Switch, you can't change the UI size in handheld mode and anywhere the cursor is enabled, touchscreen works. Okay. For other FAQs about console is a whole click here. Okay, wow. There's definitely some new things, like new details in here. Wow. All right. Yeah, I didn't know about the Nintendo Switch Online. But yeah, that sucks. Well, hopefully it's not too much of a big deal for people, but oof. Yeah, I know a lot of people are definitely. I don't even want to look. I don't even want to look at like the console Discord. I already know login issue. Yeah, no, we don't care about all that. Look, bro. But at least it's on Switch. That's awesome. That was great. All right. I mean, that's all the news I gotta tell you guys about. I mean, wow. I mean, oof. Yeah, that one. I don't know how people are gonna feel about that. I mean, I think it'll be fine. People already spend money regardless, but yeah. That one's very, very interesting. But there you go, and hopefully y'all have fun. I am going to participate in the pet promenade while I let the comments swirl up. So yeah, have fun with that, y'all. Have fun. And yeah, until then, I will see you guys later, I guess. Peace out.